It's Trivia Effects. You're watching Iowa Pioneers. One of the people I really started this with, Diggy, bro.
I had to change for the better. Foot on their neck, I won't let up. No respect, then you can't get no love. Feeling steady, yeah, it was what it was. But you turn my heart into dust every time that we touch. And it's back to the 50s and hundreds. Got demons inside on command.
Been a minute, y'all.
The last time we talked, we were talking about Royal Statement too before we knew that shit was gonna take weight. Life has been transformational for good and bad. It's been a blessing and a curse. I'm finally stabilizing out from it. I'm reaping, the fruits of my labor, and everything's coming into fruition. But it most definitely had a lot of dark and light moments and very dark ones, So, I mean, everything's good, and I feel like I'm ready to take over the world again. It's been a minute since I felt like I actually probably felt like that, when we was getting our shit in, doing all that content around that time, bro. That's when I was focused. You could see it in my eyes. It was there, you know what I mean?
That, short interview that we had at the crib.
I still watch that sometimes, and it kind of knocks sense back into me, honestly. Like, it's been moments, nigga, in my darkest points. I've watched some of those interviews just to remind myself of where I came from, just the people I was surrounded by and where I was at then and what I really wanted, what was best for me, honestly. I want to see people work more, you know what I mean? Thanks. Be eager to do it, without any reward, you know what I'm saying? Do the shit because you love the shit, and there's a lot of people I feel like, bro, they just need that push, and I was one of them people for a minute. I was going to give up on this shit, like, as long as I was in it, shout out to Rylan. Because right around that time when he got up with me, is when he put that battery in my back to go even harder, So I understand what I can do, especially if I really hold on to my will. A lot of things that I was getting into was taking my willpower from me. I'm really slave to my body. My mind is on a different thing. It's the disconnect. And I just had to reconnect with myself, honestly, Realizing drugs is not a game, too. And that when you go down the path of that shit, it affects not just you, it affects everybody. And that's like some of the most cliche shit, but like, how the laws of energy work, like it's really like that. There's a lot of turmoil that comes with that, and the people around you accidentally, you push energy onto them and attach them into situations through your ignorance or your selfishness. Still scared of the past and past actions because there was a cycle of Leviathan for me. Shout out Leviathan Corpus, but literally getting caught in that figure eight and constantly going through the same shit, different circumstances, different time, different people, same shit. And I finally feel like I've changed some of those loops. Each year, I feel like I untighten it a little bit more, even if I'm getting deeper in certain aspects. But I've seen different stuff, in the life, instead of like the same shit over and over. Because I don't know if you sit back and watch, like maybe in the time span of 6 years, look at it like that, habits. Like certain things that keep reoccurring, certain stuff. I really had to realize I was literally doing the same shit for 5 years. Unconsciously, but conscious at the same time. So it's like, when I really seen like something happen again in real time, I was able to watch it and see it. And it was when I was going through that full sobriety stage. I wasn't even smoking weed. Like, I went through it for a little bit. But I seen it 3 months ago. And when I seen that shit, it was heartbreaking. So I beat myself up even more, and that, caused like, suicidal thoughts, shit like that. But I got through it. My homie didn't even know, through the grace of God, he allowed himself to be a vessel to talk to me the next morning after having those thoughts about God, future, gratitude, out of nowhere. It's fucking 8 a.m, God channeled through him, and I heard the message for sure. So after that day, I was just like, all right, we got to tighten up. It's bigger than me. It was getting back into that space. Like, damn, I wish I would have OD'd on that couch. I'm good, though. I'm enjoying this shit. I know this shit what it is, but I'm having fun with it. Like I said, I'm back again. I'm having fun with this shit again.
Really back again?
Been doing this shit for so long. Like, I'm glad there are good attributes I work on, and I am proud of that shit now. I couldn't say that before, nigga. I didn't like people bigging me up, giving me good compliments. I always was a kid that reacted and fed off of negative energy because I thought that was the attention that I needed to receive. Because anytime I would do something negative, I would get the attention from my mother, or I get the attention from my grandmother. And I just realized that was a cycle within itself. So I'm still getting comfortable with this shit for sure. But, I'm working on it.
What's the word?
To my midget porn?
Nah, I think you wanted to share your testimony though. The last time when we talked on the phone.
Oh yeah. So I've accepted a lot of things that have happened to me as a kid now. I finally voiced it and told people, just about dealing with dealing with abuse as a kid and watching how it affects you and watching how a lot of things that you think are a part of your nature is something that is attached through traumas. I've had a lot of traumas unveil themselves to me, especially from 2020 leading up until now. It's just like there's a lot of missexual conduct as a kid due to negligence of watching me. One, my father, I believe around the age of 1 or 2, I have this vision a lot about that. At the age of like 6 or 7, watching somebody that's like an older kid that was from my mom's friend sexually abuse his little brother, and I watched that shit and also was coerced into doing that shit as well, and not realizing why I don't feel comfortable as a man sometimes on where I stand in the spectrum of life. And it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. And, a lot of shit has been going on with that. That's why the drug consumption is so much. It's like, you want to get away from shit like that, you add on people like, dying in my life. I lost Davon. I lost Shakira to drugs. That shit hurt me. I lost Matrell, Royal, you know what I'm saying? Sivo, Judo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of shit I'm really finally looking at, even at my own mom. I've come to the realization I still feel like that kid that it's my fault that she passed away. I still feel responsible because I didn't call the police right away. I waited till a family member got there, and I'd be thinking sometimes like, yo, what if I actually would have went ahead and did that? Maybe she would have been here. So it's a lot of shit that I have to deal with survival's remorse and just my childhood in general, Even if you want to take it to my little brother's dad, like leaving porn on and starting a porn addiction for me. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, nothing but 5. 5, 6, around that age. So it's just like a lot of shit. I realize now I need to speak on it because it may help a parent realize like to keep your eyes on some shit, bro. Really be attentive to your kids. And it's ironic that I say that when I've had a hiatus myself being gone from my daughter. And it's not in a way like, yo, I want to get the fuck away from her. But it's like, bro, I can't be that parent that needs to be around her and nurture her and feed her the right energy because those kids are really sensitive. So it's like, that's a good moment for me because now I'm in contact with her and I get to go see her next month. We're going to go to the zoo and shit. And like, she still loves me, still knows me as dad and misses me as much, So that feels good. Protect your kids, man. They are the future, for real. Talking to somebody about this shit, like, asking how the music is going and shit, is like, I'm loving this shit because I'm doing what I love. I'm glad I can say that shit. Like, I'm doing it day-to-day basis type shit. I owe you for that because that shit was pivotal in my career. Some of that shit, like everything that I was able to do off of that, even the confidence I built off of that shit, it led me to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I most definitely remember where I came from and you're a part of that shit. And you also put on for the state more than me. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I be on that road capping my ass off. I'm from Antarctica, but this nigga really be putting on no matter what. He don't give a fuck. I be capping sometimes, bro. Tell a bitch I'm from Houston or something.
Anyone like on the Iowa scene for real do the history lesson, like see the work that Diggy and all his brothers did for like the scene and everything else.
Brando, Shondo, Donovan, man, Buddha, bro. Like, who else, bro? Who was putting belt out? I ain't gonna lie, even though Draco, oh God, he was putting some work here too. Oh God, even Zanny, I see him, he doing this thing, even though
Someone who is like new to your music, what would you put them on to?
bro, it's that's why I make the music the way I do because it's so much shit. That's why I make the music the way I do. There's so much shit. I don't even. That's a full. That's a packed up question. There's so many different things, and I've seen how there's different reactions and stuff. So I kind of gotta read a person energy out and feel them out and figure out what type of vibe that I can give them, what frequency does resonate with their soul. Whatever you want to call this, like melodic R&B, speed trap shit, some rage tee up shit. I got some real like folk indie type of shit. Like,
what was the theme around like the last project you just put out?
Leviathan Corpus was literally, I was learning as I was like putting the whole premise of the project together. About the fuck, I can't even think about. I don't even think I should be saying that shit. What I was looking at, I was looking at some shit into the mystics and the Kabbalah, and then the Leviathan cross came across, and I didn't know the meaning. And then I watched somebody that I watched for like mystical teachings. You know what I'm saying? They give a lot of good advice, and they give you a lot of points to reference. And he was talking about Leviathan and what it meant. And the figure 8 on the Leviathan is a representation of society, but it's also a representation of the serpent that eats its own tail, which that's pretty much what we are. When you think about it, like in the way of how everybody just moves in the world regularly, it's a lot of self-destruction. A lot of building yourself up just to put yourself back in the same hole. You know what I mean? And when I seen the other point of it, there's a cross that reaches towards the top, and it's like separation from that. So I really drew from it, and it was like, this is where I'm at in my life. I'm realizing I'm in that figure 8 right now, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? So finalizing that project was a sigil within itself. And that's why I press it up so much. I'm still on that ass Leviathan Corpus every single day. Like, letting niggas know. And it's the first time I've ever been that confident in pushing a project like that in people's face and not giving a fuck. Like, I'm proud of that shit. Like, that shit was made within a week with the homie Shred. And he kept up on his toes with me. We were in Albuquerque, had a couple weeks there. We were going hard, And I had a mental breakdown while I was out there. And shortly after I made that project, it was dope. It was dope. Redemption, Matcha Nigga, and Be Fine. Be Fine is a solo track by Shred. Matcha Nigga is my solo track off of there. And Redemption is a song that I share with my brother Stormy and Shred together. It was Stormy, one of those people, like, it's hard to get him in the studio, but every time he does it, it's amazing. Even if he does a little bit, it always adds to the track. And I love my brother dearly, bro. Like, he's part of the reason why I even want to get clean, because he's been on drugs himself, for a while. Probably since, I think he told me, like 14 and shit, And I just want to show him, like, bro, we could do this shit. Because shout out to the homie Rylan, he even got clean himself, And he gave me inspiration to do that. I just want to pull all my niggas out of that cycle, because I know how deep that shit go, And sometimes people just need to be shown that you can do this shit. Shout out Stormy. Redemption is the #1 track on the project right now, streaming wise, bro. And that meant a lot to me, because that song meant a lot to have my brother come and do some music with me, and not choose, drugs over, And I love him, but that's what it was sometimes. Right there, bro, like sometimes crying. Like, bro, just record music with me like we used to, And it's like, bro, I'm in my pocket doing what I'm doing. But it's love. You see, I'm seeing that light in him again that I saw when we first met. So shout out my boy Stormy, man, out the ABQ.
That really just stamps it, like that whole project, for like having your bro on that track like that. Like,
And then that be the one, that ties it together. And it's like, we're getting a video to that when I go back too. Yeah, we're gonna do fire. The reason why I use the symbolization of fire, I don't know if people believe in this shit or not, but it's something I believe in. It helps me. Like, on certain full moons, certain times and shit, you do certain things to release shit, you know what I'm saying, or gain stuff. And to tie it all in, like the second week of it all coming out, it was just like, I hit one of those right at the right times, full moon, I feel like a week or two ago, and it's like brought me clarity, bro. I burnt off a lot of things, I didn't want anymore. And like, it released me. There was a detachment. It's something that's been working for me. I don't fully understand what I'm doing sometimes, and I think that's the fun in it. Just like when I found the music, there's the unknown, going deeper into it, and that's always intrigued me since a kid.
you're talking about gratitude too.
Oh my God. You don't got no gratitude, your magic ain't go magic, nigga. The fuck? You go disrespect the source? You have to pull from the source. I'm about to pull off one of the craziest balancing acts of my fucking life. That's one thing my team been telling me, is just to invest more into self. Like, ads, whatever. Like, you have all the resources now. It's like, bro, what the fuck you doing? You think you should just go keep going like that? You gotta pour into yourself. People see you pouring in yourself long enough and start seeing the belief spread and the energy go through everybody else, and see the belief in other people's eyes. Then it's just like, bro, snowball effect. It's over with. I'm in a good space right now. I'm building up. My projections looking like to be over 150,000 streams by the end of the summer. So I'm excited for that. I just got to keep pressing on.
Is the team stuff new too, or like,
It's kind of new. It's been like the last year I've been under contract. So I guess so. Out of 17 years of doing music, yes. It's been like 1 year out of the whole year day. Otherwise, it's just been me networking and getting in the right places and just meeting people, gradually. God send people through, devil send people through.
discernment though? For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You gotta see through the thin lines, nigga. Oh God.
Been good though, like with the label and / team.
I don't like sometimes where they can reject my covers, like my cover arts, and they're very picky on how they want certain shit. It's a little tedious.
So there's a little bit of like a cap on creativity, or sometimes they're full.
I wouldn't say creativity, but yeah. If you want to look at it like that from cover art standpoint, sometimes yeah, because they may not match the pixel rate of what they want.
Okay.
Shit like that. Yeah. My cover art sometimes it's random. I do crazy shit like whatever. I just slap shit on, put my shit on, and we good. Parental advice, we good. But yeah, sometimes you gotta be on point. They're a little tedious with that shit. But it's been good. It's been good.
Are they like setting stuff up for you, or are they like just helping with the distribution?
Right now, they've just been helping with distribution. I will talk about it eventually what they're gonna be doing, but they have other shit in store for sure in this next one. I re-signed July. It'll be a complete year, July, and next one most definitely comes with better perks, but I gotta see if niggas gonna stand up to what they say. If they stand up to what they say, I'm gonna stick with my team. And I have no reason to believe that they won't. They've done everything that they said they were supposed to. And I'm actually liking where everything is going. Like, bro, just drop music. Just do it. And I'm understanding why he was saying that shit. It's like, bro, literally all you gotta do is just drop music. We're gonna take care of the rest of this shit. But he don't wanna say that. He just wanna see what a nigga gonna do without being told. But like a little hint, like, get your shit in, bro. Like, ain't nobody gonna do it for you but you. And that's what I had to realize. You got people in your corner, but if you don't do your part, bro, they ain't gonna keep standing there.
Real shit.
I'm not like some of these niggas. They burn a lot of bridges. It's all good, bro, because it's like that Groundhog stage. I had to learn that shit. And I thought it was something wrong with being selfish with your time. And then that's why I realized I had you fucked up. Because how am I, as an individual being of my own temple, gonna tell you how to govern and dictate what you do in your temple? You know what I'm saying? And that's what humbles me too, coming back here. And that's why I like this shit, because I haven't tainted this place, And what I mean by that, I don't do drugs here. Anytime I come here, I've come to seek refuge of like just cleaning myself out. This has always been a reset place for me. And it's always gonna be that. Yeah. Whether I fuck with the people or not, it's just, bro, like when we were going to high school here, like a lot of shit happened here, bro. You go past so many places and it's just a memory pop in your head. I walk around the corner, it's a memory, like everywhere I go. And there's a lot of good ones. It all started
real groundwork, bro, like real OG stuff, like the foundation and everything that's like going on, and like the ambitions and everything else. It's like all with that foundation, like that core stuff, especially with you, especially with all those guys I really started this with, bro.
There's one moment I always just remember. It's just that in your room, bro, with the lights and shit, like studio setup. I remember, but yeah, bro, I don't do that shit with everybody. Yeah, like that's full connection right there. It was one of those for sure.
You got ops, bro. Who's that, bro? Who is that, bro?
Matter of fact, I ain't gonna be that nigga today, bro. We gonna close out. Live in peace, rest in peace. 3 on the way. Leviathan Corpus out now. Nirvana, the project coming out. I may or may not have a Diggy month this June coming up with a single every day from the 1st to the 30th. Videos on the way. Podcast on the way when I come back to LA. 2-3 months down the line, you'll have it in 4 months. Really, man, just stay positive, stay productive, stay protected, and stay blessed. That's all I got to say to y'all, bro.
Do y'all a history lesson on the Iowa scene, man. Can't wait to see what Diggy does in LA. Thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks to Louis and Guno for sliding out, recording and shit.